Every day gives us a new opportunity not to be perfect, but to make progress. Success isn't a one-time event, it's a habit. And just like we nourish our bodies every day, we must also nourish our minds, our goals, and our values. So today, I want to share with you 10 things you must work on every single day to become the best version of yourself. But first, let's focus on the 7 key areas that form the foundation for everything else. If you master these, you'll naturally develop the discipline to grow in all 10. 1. Mindset. The foundation of everything. Mindset is the lens through which you see the world, and it shapes everything you think, say, and do. It is not just about being positive, it's about being intentional. It's about choosing to believe in growth, progress, and the possibility of change, even in the face of challenges. Every day, your mindset either pushes you forward or holds you back. That's why it's the first and most crucial thing you must work on daily. There are 2 primary types of mindsets, fixed mindset and growth mindset, as coined by psychologist Carol Dweck. A fixed mindset believes that talents, intelligence, and abilities are static. They can't be changed. People with a fixed mindset avoid challenges, fear failure, and often give up easily. On the other hand, a growth mindset embraces effort, learning, and persistence. It sees failure not as a dead end, but as feedback, a necessary part of the journey towards success. Now, here's the truth. Everyone, at different points, experiences both mindsets. The goal is not to never think negatively or doubt yourself, but to train your mind daily to return to growth-based thinking. So how do you work on your mindset every day? Start with your inner dialogue. Pay attention to your self-talk. Are you being your biggest critic or your strongest supporter? When you face a challenge, do you say, "I can't do this"? Or do you say, "I haven't figured it out yet"? That one word, "yet," is powerful. It turns a limitation into a possibility. Also, surround yourself with the right input. The things you read, watch, and listen to shape your beliefs more than you realize. If you're consuming negativity, comparison, and fear-based content, your mindset will begin to reflect that. Instead, feed your mind with books, podcasts, and conversations that lift you higher. Another way to build a strong mindset is through visualization and affirmation. Picture the person you want to become. Speak as though you're already stepping into that role. This isn't wishful thinking, it's mental conditioning. Top athletes, CEO, and leaders use these techniques not because they're magic, but because they train the brain to act in alignment with purpose and belief. Lastly, develop a practice of reflection. Ask yourself daily, what did I learn today? Where did I grow? What could I do better tomorrow? This simple habit reinforces a mindset of continuous improvement, where even setbacks are seen as stepping stones. Your mindset determines how you respond to stress, criticism, opportunities, and success. It affects your relationships, your career, your health, and your sense of fulfillment. And the good news is, it's not set in stone. It can be nurtured and strengthened just like a muscle, but it requires attention every single day. 2. Goals, your personal GPS. If mindset is the engine that drives you, goals are the GPS. They give you direction, clarity, and purpose. Without clear goals, you may find yourself constantly busy, but not truly productive, always moving, but never arriving. Goals turn your energy into focus. They give your efforts structure. They are the bridge between dreams and results. Many people set goals once a year, usually in January, and then forget about them. But true progress happens when you engage with your goals daily. Think of it like steering a ship. If you don't check the compass regularly, you can drift off course without even realizing it. Working on your goals every day doesn't mean you're achieving them all at once. It means you're keeping them alive in your awareness, adjusting your actions, and staying aligned with your vision. Even 10 minutes a day focused on your goals is better than long periods of inconsistency. Start by making your goals specific and measurable. Vague goals like get in shape or be successful don't give your mind or body anything to hold on to. Instead, aim for clarity, lose 10 pounds by September, or read 12 books this year on personal development. When your goals are defined clearly, your brain starts to spot opportunities that align with them, a process called reticular activation. Next, break your big goals into daily actionable steps. If you have a yearly income goal, ask yourself, what do I need to earn per month, per week, per day to make that happen? If your goal is to build a business, What are the 3 small actions you can take today to move forward? Make a call, research a tool, write a pitch. Use tools to track your progress, whether it's a journal, a planner, or a digital app. This doesn't just hold you accountable, it also motivates you. There's real psychological power in crossing something off a to-do list or seeing a progress bar fill up. It reinforces your momentum and shows you that effort is paying off. Also, take time to visualize your goals. Close your eyes each day and imagine what it looks and feels like to have achieved them. What will your day look like? How will you feel? What will you do differently? Visualization wires the brain for action. It turns desire into a roadmap your subconscious mind begins to follow. But there's more. Your goals must align with your values and identity. If you set goals based on what others expect of you or out of fear or comparison, you'll either burn out or feel unfulfilled even if you achieve them. Your goals should reflect what truly matters to you. Ask yourself, is this goal aligned with the kind of person I want to become? Because the journey toward a goal should grow you, not drain you. And don't forget, review and revise. Life changes, priorities shift. A goal that made sense 3 months ago might need a new timeline or a new approach. Flexibility doesn't mean you're giving up. It means you're staying smart and adaptive. When you work on your goals every day, even in small doses, you train yourself to think long-term, act intentionally, and stay committed. You stop drifting and start driving, purposefully, deliberately, and confidently. 3. Health. The energy that powers everything. Health is not just one part of your life. It touches every part of your life. It's your foundation, your fuel, and your freedom. Without health, even the biggest goals can feel impossible. With good health, even the hardest days become manageable. That's why working on your health, both physical and mental, every single day is non-negotiable. Too often, we think of health only when it starts to fail us. We push our bodies, neglect rest, eat whatever's convenient, and ignore our mental well-being until we hit a wall. But sustainable success, happiness, and productivity all begin with daily investment in your health. Let's start with physical health. Your body is your vessel. It's what carries your mind, your dreams, your ambitions. If you want to think clearly, feel confident, and perform at your best, you need to care for your body like the high-performance machine it is. That begins with nutrition. The food you eat isn't just calories, it's information. It tells your body how to operate. Whole, nutrient-dense foods fuel your brain, stabilize your mood, and sustain your energy. Sugar, processed foods, and excess caffeine may give short bursts of energy, but they ultimately lead to crashes, fatigue, and inflammation. The rule is simple. Eat more real food, drink more water, and be mindful of what your body needs, not just what your cravings want. Next is movement. You don't have to train like an athlete, but daily movement is crucial. Exercise improves circulation, sharpens focus, boosts mood through endorphins, and reduces the effects of stress. Even a 20-minute walk can reset your mind and revitalize your body. Whether it's yoga, strength training, dancing, or stretching, what matters is consistency, not intensity. And then there's sleep, the most underrated form of self-care. In a society that glorifies hustle, many people treat rest like a luxury, but it's a necessity. Sleep is when your body repairs, your brain consolidates memory, and your emotions reset. Poor sleep leads to poor decisions, low productivity, and health issues. Make rest a priority, not a reward. Now, let's talk about mental clarity, because physical health alone isn't enough. Your mind is your command center. Clarity of thought allows you to make wise decisions, stay calm under pressure, and respond to life instead of reacting to it. But mental clarity doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design. Start by managing your mental input. The content you consume, news, social media, conversations, has a powerful effect on your mindset. Too much negativity clouds your thinking. Too much distraction scatters your focus. Curate what you feed your mind just as intentionally as you do your body. Next, embrace stillness. Meditation, deep breathing, journaling, or even just sitting in silence can quiet the noise of the outside world and help you reconnect with your inner voice. Just 5 to 10 minutes of intentional stillness a day can lower anxiety, improve focus, and give you a clearer perspective on your challenges. Stress management is another daily practice that protects your clarity. Stress is unavoidable, but chronic, unmanaged stress becomes toxic. Identify what triggers your stress and create simple, healthy ways to release it through movement, creative outlets, time in nature, or meaningful conversations. And finally, surround yourself with supportive people. Community is part of health. The people in your life influence your habits, your mindset, and even your physical wellness. Choose to be around those who uplift you, challenge you, and care for your well-being. In the end, daily health habits aren't just about looking good. They are about feeling good, thinking clearly, and being able to show up for your life with presence, energy, and resilience. 4. Discipline, the bridge between goals and achievement. Discipline is the quiet force that turns vision into reality. It's not flashy, it's not always fun, and it rarely comes with instant gratification, but it is absolutely essential. Discipline is what separates those who wish from those who do. It is the thread that ties together consistency, character, and commitment. Without it, even the most talented individuals fall short of their potential. Many people confuse discipline with motivation, but they are very different. Motivation is emotional. It comes and goes. Some days you're inspired, other days you're not. Discipline, on the other hand, is a decision. It's showing up regardless of how you feel. It's waking up early to write when you'd rather sleep in. It's going to the gym when it's raining. It's choosing the hard right over the easy wrong. Discipline is like a muscle. You don't build it by talking about it. You build it by exercising it every single day in both small and big ways. And just like any muscle, the more you work it, the stronger it gets. One of the first ways to strengthen your discipline is through routine. Structure creates freedom. When your day has a rhythm, your mind has less room for distraction and doubt. Simple, repeatable habits. Waking up at the same time, planning your day, preparing meals in advance. These may seem small, but they build your capacity to stick to bigger commitments. Think of discipline as a bank account. Every time you follow through on a promise to yourself, you make a deposit. Every time you quit or procrastinate, you make a withdrawal. Over time, you either build confidence or self-doubt, depending on which direction you lean. People with strong discipline often have high self-respect, not because they never fail, but because they follow through more often than not. They trust themselves. Another key component of discipline is learning to delay gratification. In a world of instant everything, streaming, fast food, same-day delivery, discipline teaches you to wait. It teaches you that the best things take time, mastery takes time, relationships take time, health takes time. Learning to delay gratification is what enables you to work hard now for rewards that may not come for weeks, months, or even years. To build discipline, you also need to develop your ability to say no to distractions, temptations, and even opportunities that don't align with your priorities. Every yes you say to one thing is a no to something else. Discipline is about making choices that protect your time, energy, and goals, even when it's inconvenient or uncomfortable. Another aspect is learning how to manage your emotions. Discipline doesn't mean you suppress your feelings, but it does mean you don't let them dictate your actions. When you're frustrated, tired, bored, or afraid, discipline helps you keep moving forward. It's what keeps you writing when inspiration fades, or keeps you practicing when progress is slow. Emotional regulation is a superpower, and discipline is the tool that sharpens it. And don't underestimate the power of small wins. You don't have to make giant leaps to be disciplined. In fact, trying to overhaul your entire life overnight often backfires. Instead, focus on the next step, the next hour, the next task. Each small act of discipline creates a ripple effect. Momentum builds, confidence grows, and your identity begins to shift. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries and start believing in yourself as someone who follows through. Discipline is not about perfection. You will have off days. You will fall short. That's part of the process. What matters is that you keep getting back up. Discipline means recommitting to your purpose every single day, even when the world offers you 100 reasons not to. It's not about being rigid, it's about being resilient. It's about doing what needs to be done, especially when it's hard, because in the long run, discipline creates freedom. The freedom to live the life you want, to reach the goals you set, and to become the person you're truly capable of being. 5. Focus your superpower in a distracted world. Focus is one of the most valuable currencies in the modern age. We live in a world flooded with noise, notifications, messages, endless scrolling, and countless demands on our attention. In this constant storm of distractions, the ability to focus is no longer just a helpful skill, it's a superpower. And like all superpowers, it must be developed, protected, and exercised daily. Focus is the art of being fully present, mentally locked into the task at hand. It's the power to direct your attention where it matters most and to keep it there long enough to make meaningful progress. Whether you're writing a book, building a business, studying for an exam, or simply trying to improve your life, focus is what allows you to turn intention into action. But focus doesn't just happen. It's not a switch you flip, it's a habit you build. And in today's world, it's a habit that takes real effort. Why? Because everything is designed to pull you away from it. Social media platforms, emails, pop-up ads, endless entertainment. All of them are competing for your attention. And the more fragmented your attention becomes, the harder it is to accomplish anything with depth or excellence. That's why working on your focus every day is essential. The first step in mastering focus is creating an environment that supports it. Your surroundings have a huge impact on your ability to concentrate. If your workspace is cluttered, noisy, or filled with distractions, your brain will struggle to stay on task. Start by designing a space that encourages clarity. A clean desk, a quiet atmosphere, and tools arranged with purpose. If you work digitally, close unused tabs. Silence non-urgent notifications, and use apps that block distractions during your deep work sessions. Next, recognize that focus operates best in time blocks, not endless marathons. The human brain isn't meant to concentrate for hours on end. Studies show that we work best in focus sprints, typically ranging from 25 to 90 minutes, followed by short breaks. This is the basis of techniques like the Pomodoro technique: 25 minutes of work, 5 minutes of rest. These cycles keep your brain sharp and prevent burnout, while allowing for sustained, productive focus. But even with a good environment and structured time, the biggest battle is internal. Focus is a mental discipline. It means choosing what matters most and saying no to everything else, at least temporarily. It requires setting priorities and sticking to them, even when your phone buzzes or a new idea tempts you off course. That's why clarity and intention go hand in hand with focus. If you don't know what your most important task is, it's easy to get lost in busy work. One way to sharpen your focus daily is to start your day with a focus ritual. Before jumping into your tasks, take 5-10 minutes to identify your top 1-3 priorities for the day. Write them down, visualize completing them. This simple act primes your mind for intentional effort. Throughout the day, check back in with those priorities and ask, is what I'm doing right now moving me toward one of these goals? If the answer is no, redirect. Another important factor is mental energy management. Your ability to focus depends heavily on your brain's energy levels. Just like physical energy, mental energy gets depleted over time. Poor sleep, stress, dehydration, and multitasking all drain your ability to focus. That's why daily habits like sleep, hydration, proper nutrition, and breaks aren't optional. They're essential for optimal focus. Don't forget about mindfulness and single tasking. Multitasking might feel productive, but it actually fragments your attention and reduces performance. Instead, train yourself to do one thing at a time with full presence. When your mind starts to wander, gently bring it back. Mindfulness practices like meditation can strengthen this mental muscle, making it easier to stay present even in the face of distraction. Lastly, focus is not just about attention, it's about elimination. The more things you try to do at once, the less progress you make on any of them. So take a hard look at your commitments, distractions, and even relationships. Ask yourself what's truly essential, what's stealing my attention but adding little value. Cutting the clutter from your mental and physical space is one of the most powerful ways to reclaim focus. In a world that rewards speed and multitasking, focus may feel slow, but it's deep. It's what leads to mastery, meaning, and momentum. And when practiced daily, it becomes the foundation for creative breakthroughs, disciplined execution, and high-level performance. 6. Learning the habit that keeps you evolving. Learning isn't just for students, schools, or formal education. It's a lifelong process, a daily discipline, and a mindset that fuels both personal and professional growth. In a world that's constantly evolving, the ability to learn quickly, effectively, and consistently is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Learning is how you stay relevant, stay sharp, and stay ahead. Every day brings opportunities to learn if you're paying attention. It might be a book you read, a mistake you make, a conversation you have, or even an observation from your environment. But learning doesn't happen by accident. It happens through intentional curiosity. You must make a conscious decision to seek knowledge, reflect on experiences, and apply what you discover. The most successful people, leaders, innovators, creators, and problem solvers are almost always obsessive learners. They ask questions, they stay humble, they treat every experience as a classroom. They know that the moment you stop learning is the moment you stop growing. Learning daily is about more than consuming random information. It's about directed, meaningful learning, learning that is aligned with your goals, your values, and your areas of growth. What skill do you need to get to the next level in your career? What knowledge would help you improve your relationships, your finances, your mindset? What topics genuinely light you up and make you feel more alive and aware? When you identify what you want or need to learn, the next step is to create daily learning rituals. Read for 20 minutes. Listen to podcasts while you commute. Take online courses, watch lectures, write notes, review summaries, discuss ideas with others. Even just 15 focused minutes a day adds up to over 90 hours a year. That's more than enough to master a new subject, develop an expertise, or significantly change the way you think. But learning isn't just about input, it's about application. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. If you read 10 books on leadership but never put any of the principles into practice, the learning doesn't stick. Real growth happens when you try, fail, adjust, and try again. That's why you should view life itself as a classroom. Every challenge is a chance to learn. Every mistake is feedback. Every setback is a lesson in disguise. Also, part of daily learning is the ability to unlearn. Sometimes what holds us back is not what we don't know, but what we think we know that just isn't true anymore. The world changes, industries change, perspectives evolve. What worked 5 years ago may no longer serve you today. Being willing to challenge your assumptions, break your habits, and adopt new ways of thinking is just as important as gaining new information. There's also immense value in learning from others. Mentors, coaches, peers, and even critics can be powerful teachers. You don't have to make every mistake yourself. You can shorten your learning curve by studying those who have already walked the path. Be open to feedback, ask questions, stay teachable. One of the best ways to solidify your learning is to teach it to others. When you explain a concept, share what you've learned, or create content around your knowledge, you reinforce your own understanding. Teaching reveals gaps in your thinking, helps you articulate your ideas clearly, and creates a cycle of growth that benefits both you and your audience. And let's not forget the emotional side of learning. Engaging your mind keeps you mentally sharp and emotionally resilient. It combats stagnation and boredom. It keeps your brain active, creative, and agile. In many ways, learning is a form of self-care. It nourishes your sense of purpose, boosts your confidence, and strengthens your ability to adapt to change. In a fast-paced, ever-changing world, the one who learns fastest and adapts the quickest will lead, grow, and thrive. But the key is consistency. Daily learning, done with intention, reflection, and action, becomes a supercharger for every other area of your life. 7. Relationships. The network that shapes your net worth and well-being. Relationships are the invisible threads that weave meaning, connection, and support into the fabric of our lives. No matter how driven, talented, or independent you are, the quality of your relationships will significantly influence the quality of your life. Whether personal or professional, relationships are not just a nice to have, they are a critical pillar of daily growth and fulfillment. Yet, in the pursuit of success or personal goals, relationships are often the first thing to be neglected. We get busy, distracted, overwhelmed. We tell ourselves we'll call later, check in tomorrow, or make time when things settle down. But strong relationships don't happen by accident. They happen by intentional effort, consistent communication, and daily investment. Every single day, you must nurture your relationships. That doesn't always mean grand gestures. In fact, it's the small, everyday actions, the text to a friend, the compliment to your partner, the smile to a coworker, the thank you to a mentor, that create deep trust and lasting bonds. Relationships are built in moments, not milestones. Start with the most important one, your relationship with yourself. If you don't know who you are, if you don't speak to yourself with compassion, if you constantly criticize, compare, and doubt your own worth, it becomes harder to build healthy relationships with others. Daily self-awareness, positive self-talk, and checking in with your own emotional needs set the foundation for how you show up in every interaction. Then look at your inner circle, your family, friends, and closest allies. These people influence your mindset, habits, energy, and emotions more than you realize. You become like the people you spend the most time with. So ask yourself daily, are these relationships energizing me or draining me? Are they helping me grow or holding me back? Relationships should be mutual, not transactional, but reciprocal. Give without expecting, but also recognize when you're pouring into a cup that never fills yours back. Equally important is your professional network. In your career, opportunities often come not just from what you know, but who you know and who trusts you. Networking isn't just about attending events or collecting contacts. It's about building real, human connections based on respect, value, and authenticity. Check in with your peers, offer help, share insights. Celebrate others' successes. The more you contribute to the growth of others, the more your network becomes a living, breathing ecosystem that supports your own growth. Communication is the heartbeat of any healthy relationship. And good communication doesn't just mean talking. It means listening deeply and actively. It means being present when someone is speaking, not just waiting to respond. It means asking thoughtful questions, clarifying misunderstandings, and expressing appreciation. The simple act of making someone feel heard and seen is one of the most powerful things you can do each day. Another layer of relationship health is conflict resolution. Misunderstandings are inevitable. Disagreements will happen. What matters is how you handle them. Holding grudges, shutting down, or avoiding confrontation creates emotional distance. Instead, learn to address issues with honesty and empathy. Speak from a place of care, not blame. Daily relationship work includes forgiving, letting go, and choosing connection over ego. Also, consider the value of mentors and mentees. Mentors provide wisdom, perspective, and guidance. They help you avoid mistakes and accelerate your growth. Mentees give you a chance to pass on what you've learned, which reinforces your own knowledge and builds your legacy. Both are powerful roles that deepen your learning and your sense of purpose. Investing time every day in nurturing these relationships can have ripple effects for years to come. And don't forget the power of random acts of kindness, a genuine compliment, a handwritten note, a word of encouragement. These small expressions of goodwill can transform someone's day, and they often come back to you in unexpected ways. When you make kindness a daily habit, your relationships become a source of joy, not just obligation. Relationships are also where we learn the most about ourselves. They reflect our strengths, expose our wounds, and challenge us to grow. They teach patience, empathy, humility, and forgiveness. When you treat relationships not as distractions from your goals, but as part of your daily personal development, they become a force multiplier for everything else you're trying to achieve. Strong relationships provide support during hard times, celebration during success, and meaning throughout the journey. But like anything of value, they require daily care, presence, and commitment.